Majority of what I used to do, AI is starting to do. One of the biggest complaints of any data analyst is they all hate data cleaning and data prep. And that's what AI is doing very well. So professions like software development, data science, analytics need to be the first to adopt AI into their workflow. Otherwise, we risk being obsolete. But that's not just limited to techie jobs, any job. In fact, one of the things that I'm really advocating is we need an all-of-labor approach to artificial intelligence. The builders are your classical techie occupations who need to, we need to have more of them. No? They're the ones who are going to build the models, tweak the models, fine-tune the models. But we need more attention also on the users of the information, as the panel earlier said. Not enough attention is being put on planners. These are the leaders. Most of the time, you have your, I don't know, usually, sorry to be ageist, your boomer boss who doesn't know how to use AI. They need to be educated. Where does AI fit into our company, into our process? And lastly, the most important job type are the educators. If we are full of schools banning ChatGPT, who's going to train the next generation of AI labor? No? I'm very happy to report that in my class this morning, 90% of the attendees were teachers. So teachers individually are taking the effort to learn while their schools are busy, banning. In the BPO sector, we're also analyzing what are the new jobs coming up. Because BPOs will just take jobs coming from places like the US and Europe. And using this framework, it is actually possible to anticipate new jobs. One of the surprising jobs that came out, data annotator. If you're familiar with a company called Connected Women, Flipside, what they do, they just label images or they finish sentences because that's the raw data needed to power Gen AI. So think of those terms, no? It doesn't have to be all really high-tech, com-sci, stat kind of work. I feel that our approach to governance also needs to expand. We're all about enforcement only, cybercrime prevention, Data Privacy Act. And most of the laws we're passing are penalties. Bawal yan, bawal yan, bawal yan. You go to jail. There aren't enough incentives. There aren't enough ways of encouraging people to pursue this. Just to give you an example, in Dubai, as early as March this year, they said, we're going to train 1 million prompt engineers in Dubai. Finland was even earlier than that. In 2019, they said, we will train 1% of our population in artificial intelligence. In Malaysia, they said, we're going to train 30,000 engineers because we want to take advantage of the demand for GPUs and chips. So these are signs that it is possible for government to take a strong step. The last time I remember something like this happening was through the efforts of the AAP, we launched something called Project Sparta. And that was a project to train 30,000 data professionals. We actually exceeded the target, 40,000 people enrolled, 12,000 finished. Pero what's 40,000 amongst 100 million Filipinos? That's barely anything, right? So I feel that we need to invest not just in enforcement, but in education, infrastructure. We need data centers. These GPUs are not easy to handle. You can't just, di yan parang crypto mining na you install it in your desktop and let it run. You really need strong hardware infrastructure. We have the smallest data center footprint in Southeast Asia. How are we going to compete? In Vietnam, they're doing something called sovereign AI. What does that mean? It's Vietnamese-trained large language models so that they are no longer dependent on OpenAI, on Llama, on Meta. Diba? We need to be going in that direction. I'm still hopeful we will. So I think with that, I want to end my talk here. Thank you very much for having me. Please follow me on any social media. I'd love to connect with you. And just to share my own personal advocacy, I think it's possible to have 1 million AI practitioners. You just do it one person at a time, no? So I had 60 people this morning. I've been training generative AI for a year now. As I stand today, I've trained already almost 2,500 people. It's a drop in the bucket. But what if everyone we trained another set of people who trains another set of people? I think if we all work together as a whole-of-nation approach, we can come back. Remember, we're #1 in the world in terms of interest. kulang na lang yung skills. Thank you very much.